Let's eat, folks. I just don't be having the energy sometimes. I just don't. It's because the energy and the vibe of outside at those times was actually energetic. Cause I ain't leaving alone. Feel like I could be on this plane. We both know that we're grown. That's why I wanna know how many drinks would it take you to be with me? Yeah, you look good and I got money, but I don't wanna waste my. Hi, welcome to my bubble, where we do a little bit of adulting, a little bit of healing, and a little bit of creating. Excuse my headlights, but I'm relaxing today. Hold on, wait. So, you know what I want to talk about? First of all, things to note. My dryer is running, so if you can hear it, act like you can't. Also, I'm watching George Lopez. If you can hear it, act like you can't. So, I want to talk about life today. As depressing as that sounds. Let's talk about it. Does anybody else feel like the amount of energy that it takes to get through life is actually insane? Now, as much as I want to blame it on like, nah, you're just an adult, you have more things to carry now, like the responsibility is a lot more. I don't think that's it. Okay? Not for nothing. I feel like it's because of all the like spiritual warfare going on, you know? Because the amount of energy it takes to get through the day is actually ridiculous. I don't think that like early 2000s, first half of the tens, it took as much energy to get through the day. I feel like we embraced the fun of life a bit more. I feel like there was a bit more lighthearted energy present in the air and the atmosphere, you know? That's gone. Completely gone. Maybe not completely gone. But like, even in the summer, sometimes we have to fight for it, you know? We didn't used to have to fight for it. It used to just happen. I mean, and to the government's credit, their desensitization has worked. And that has played a part. Because when you already know how much all your people are struggling and how much stuff you put your people through, all those kinds of things, right? And then you make it worse and don't give a fuck that it's all circulating around the internet, and then offer no help because things are getting worse because it's circulating around the internet. You know, that was very, very, very well orchestrated. And it worked. Sadly. So it's like, all that weight of having to deal with it, let alone having to fight or wanting to fight against all of that that's happening, or having to like not fight against that's your reality, but like not all of us want to live in trauma all our lives, you know? Not all of us can handle being in that energy all the time. So, and it's like whether or not you wear that on the surface, that sits in your energy. It sits in your aura. But of course, standard phrase, the bills don't stop. Like, rent is still due every month. Electric is still due every month. You have to eat groceries. Groceries are $1,000. Like, take me back to the early 2000s, man. Like, take me back. Why do I gotta be an adult when everything is sky high? Rent is 3 times as high. Groceries are 3 times as high. Like, groceries are going through what gas was going through in the pandemic, I feel like. Was it in the pandemic? Whenever it was. Like, now it's groceries. And gas hasn't even come all the way back down, I don't think. So, like, what's really tea? First of all, these honey hot wings from, where did I go yesterday? Culture Cuisine. Hold on. The Addison location. Not the Center City, Dallas. What was I saying? I got distracted. Yeah, like, I know, of course, me being young in the early 2000s, in the 2000s period and the early 10s, obviously the energy was automatically a lot lighter because, like I said, I didn't have as much responsibilities. Even though, you know, everybody still has their family trauma and their ups and downs of their childhood, but just the reason I was excited to be an adult in the 2000s and the early 10s was because outside looked like so much fun. Scratch that. Outside was so much fun. The reason everyone loves the 90s, aside from the culture and the music and the people and the da-da-da, it's because the energy and the vibe of outside at those times was actually energetic. It was actually a good time outside. Outside was fun. Everybody partied at parties. Pool parties, half the people, even a quarter of the people being in the pool and everybody else partying was still a good time. Nowadays, there's so many rules. Not even just some self-inflicted, not self-inflicted, but you know, like society does to themselves, but also just it's just too much. That moral of the story, it's just too much. I don't think my older sisters, when they were outside, that it was as hard for them. Like, they were having fun at the parties, and yeah, they still had to go to school. Yeah, they still had to go to work. Yeah, they still had kids to provide for, but like, life was a lot more fun. I don't think it took as much energy. I don't think they had to try as hard to power through a single 24 hours. Like, is that just me? Am I the only one? And to be fair, like, and I say that from one of the less troublesome perspectives. Like, I work from home, okay? I live by myself. Like, I sustain my life, but that is more the adulting aspect that everybody goes through, you know? That's those struggles of it, not the empowering to make it through the day. I don't know, something like our energy just used to be a lot more vibrant, a lot more potent. Oh, excuse me, as a people, as a society, in general. And I don't know what's happened. The enemy has been in control for so long and got so cocky that they decided to step up their negative energy. And eventually they crossed a line that it literally seeped into absolutely everything. Literally everything. Because, yeah, everybody's always hated going to work. Yeah, everybody's always like, not in these exact words, but has always been, very fuck that job. But, so outside very much always carried that. Happy hour always carried, like, fuck work, I'm finna have fun. But outside doesn't have that same energy anymore. Now it's like, now it's like, even if we go outside to escape our day-to-day responsibilities, it still seems like burdensome is a heavy word, but it still seems to pull from your energy rather than refueling your energy, And like I said, some of that is self-inflicted in the sense that, say on the weekends when we go partying, people like to make fun of other people now, which, one, it's different when it was lighthearted and very not bullying, very not crabs in a bucket, very not everybody thinks they're the shit. But we just gotta get back, man. We just gotta get back. And I don't know how. I don't know where it starts. I don't know how to do it. I don't know. Is it just me? It just, even working from home and being in my own little bubble all the time, I feel like still takes a lot of energy. I still have to pull myself up and motivate myself to an amount that I don't ever feel like I had to do. Yeah, I didn't want to go to school, but even then it took less energy to yeah, so I had to drag myself out of bed to go to school. But once I got over that hump of not wanting to get out of my bed, I was like, okay, cool, whatever. But now I don't have to commute or anything. But still, sometimes, like, come Thursday, Friday, later in the week, sometimes I just really don't like dragging myself from my bed to that seat right there to do my work is a lot of effort. Like, it really is a lot of effort sometimes. Not even just because of my mental, but I don't be having the energy to do the work, the energy to deal with my coworkers, I just don't be having the energy sometimes. I just don't. And I feel like it's because of all the spiritual warfare that's going on. Like, yes, we're all being attacked individually by individual things, but the powers that be just, they're just putting so much enemy energy just out in general and letting it stick wherever it sticks, that it's weighing us down. It really, really is. And even more people are starting to feel it more and more. But Something's gotta give. Something just gotta give. That's why I enjoy the simple pleasures so much. Like these wings, so grateful. One, because they're good. Two, because I have the ability to pay for them, eat them, spend this time in my space enjoying them by myself. When I do all my self-care, when I spent the quality time by myself, you really have to find things to enjoy and really enjoy the simple pleasures, because that's how you stay afloat in all of this negative energy. Please hold. But yeah, that's all I gotta say. Primarily because I didn't think too deep into this topic to be able to like have bullet points for y'all or whatever. But I always have a think piece, and I always, not to say it like that because I'm not even one of those people, but I'm a talker, and I didn't want to do that today. I just wanted to acknowledge that I feel like it takes more energy to make it through the day to day at this point in history versus 10, 20, 30 years ago. Like, even in the 60s, 50s, with all the segregation and the racism and blatant, well, there's still blatant racism today, but you know what I'm saying. Even then, I still feel like black people had their space, and they knew how to suck it up when, in the faces of whoever they had to suck it up in front of. But even that was less energetically weighing them down than the shit that we deal with now. Now, I say that lightly because I don't want nobody to start getting in my comments talking about.
Are you saying that now is that they weren't really struggling in the 60s and
like, no, that's not what I'm saying. That's what you heard. That's not what I said. I just, as much as the powers that be have always known the strength and the abilities of specifically black people, I feel like, you know, since all the racist, blatantly racist uncles, grandfathers, whoever people, are now at the retirement age but are running politics and running da-da-da, those are the same like 19, 20, 22-year-olds, 25-year-olds who were screaming at the schools trying to kill Ruby Bridges for going to school. Like, now they run the government and shit. And I feel like now they see that the new young blacks are really stepping into our power. And the whole time while we let them, our black people have always let them do what they do, and we deal and we suck it up because we've had to historically, and we just that's the best way to keep the peace on a mass scale. But now they see like we're not fucking with that. But also at the same time, we are the most educated, we are the most creative, we are the most successful. Look at all these 17, 18, 14, 13-year-olds who are making thousands of dollars, millions of dollars, successful businesses, and they see that that's a threat. Like they see the power in us, and they see that we see the power in us. So they're like pumping us with negativity directly, with all the, like I said, with all the desensitization, plus groceries being $1,000. Like, they're throwing it at us from every direction, on top of pumping it into us energetically. And it just takes so much energy It's always a men versus women thing. It's always a us versus them thing. It's always a there's always a Karen. There's always a Bob. There's always a new think piece circulating around. Like it's always a battle of the sexes, when really we're all on the same team. Well, black people, one, we're really on the same team. Like, please do not fall into that nonsense and propaganda that they throw out there. Ooh, excuse me. But two, as humans, we're really all in this together. Like, they will discard you. The powers that be will discard you just as fast as they discard us. Like, not even just the white trash people. Like, if you're not on their tier, they don't care about you. They will let you die off with us. That's a whole other conversation for another day. Anyway, I didn't mean for this to be this long. If you made it to the end of the video and you don't know me, hi. My name's Naori. Stick around, you love it here. Duh. I feel like y'all all in my business, so cover back up a little bit. My name's Naori. Stick around, you love it here. Duh. Embrace being a star. Subscribe. Follow my socials. It is summertime because, boy, we're starting to hit them consistent 90-degree days here in Texas, and boy, it is hot. Did I say follow on my socials? I think I said that. I'm going to sit here, finish watching my show, finish eating my food. It's hitting the back of my throat. And I'm going to have a lighthearted moment and just live in my happy bubble. I'll see y'all in my next video. Bye. I love a good wing. I'd rather be small.